It's official, guys. The UK government has made an announcement yesterday, 11th of March 2024, that the UK overseas care workers has been banned from bringing dependents into the country, and they're expecting that over 120,000 people who arrived last year will no longer be eligible under the new rules. So this is one of the 5-point agenda made by the UK Home Office to ensure that they execute the biggest ever cut in migration. So I'm going to share with you guys just the ones that they've been able to effectively execute, and the other agenda that should be implemented in the next couple of weeks. So if you're currently in the UK as an immigrant, or you've got families who are coming into the UK as an immigrant, then you sure do want to watch this video till the end. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, do well to hit the subscribe button. If you're part of my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. News that the Home Office is actually trying to make sure that they reduce net migration in the UK, and they're looking at implementing certain policies that many of us are aware already, and it's important for us to keep track of the progress of this implementation and how it's going to affect you and I, or some of our friends. And the sincere truth is that even if it's not affecting certain people, it's definitely affecting them indirectly, because they've got friends, they've got family who are definitely going to be affected by some of these policies about to be implemented. Now, the UK Home Office Secretary, James Cleverly, made an announcement just yesterday, 11th of March 2024, and he mentioned the fact that they're delivering on their plan for the biggest ever cuts in migration, and overseas workers brought an esteemed 120,000 dependents to the UK in the year ending September 2023, and these are the things they're planning to do to put a stop to the increasing number of net migration in the UK. And also on gov.uk there was an update made on the 11th of March 2024 also. So it means that some of these policies have now been effective, and they've been passed into law. And yeah, it is what it is. So we just need to make sure that we are on top of this information, so we don't get left out on what exactly is happening in terms of immigration policies. Now, the first thing they did really was to put a stop to some overseas students from bringing their family into the UK. Now, it's no longer a news since January 2024. International students coming into the UK to study for their master's program are no longer allowed to bring in their dependents. Now, the only international students allowed to bring in their dependents are those doing PhD programs and probably master's program that is in research. So if you're not doing any master's program in research or a PhD program, you're no longer allowed to bring your dependents into the UK. And just yesterday, which happens to be 11th of March 2024, the UK government has officially banned care workers, overseas care workers, from bringing their dependents into the United Kingdom. Now, I've got so many questions being asked really about how exactly is this policy going to be effective? Is it affecting those already in the UK, and all of those information? Now, for those who are watching my channel, many of you actually have already know answers to these questions, but it's really surprising that I get asked these questions again, which I felt is important for me to make so much emphasis on it and make sure that the information is passed across effectively. Now, for those who are already on the health and care visa, your dependents are not affected in any way. So you can always move to a new employer, switch your visa, and then get your dependent to also apply. However, those who are newly applying for the health and care visa, it's clearly stated on gov.uk that those individuals will no longer or are not allowed to bring in their dependents into the UK. It means that there's no opportunity for a first-time applicant for the health and care visa. There's no opportunity for your dependent to also apply with you under your visa. Now, aside from these two policies that has now been implemented, we've got 3 more policies that will be implemented in the next couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, the last policy is going to be effected. It's going to be implemented on the 11th of April 2024. So now the next policy that will be effected, which is going to happen on the 4th of April 2024, is that there will be an increase in the minimum income threshold for skilled workers to 38,700. Now, this is really going to be very challenging to so many people, because it means that for you to be able to apply for the skilled worker visa, you need to get a job that is going to pay you as high as 38,700. Now, I also need to make, I also need to say this in passing that those on the skilled worker visas are not affected by the ban on independent visa. So if you get a skilled worker visa now or in the future, you can still bring in your dependents. The only people who have been banned are those who are coming into the UK on the health and care visa. So I think it's important for me to emphasize on that because I've got quite a number of questions being asked around that. So from 4th of April, which is probably next 3 weeks, 3 weeks there about next 3 weeks, those who are applying for the skilled worker visa will only be eligible if they are able to meet the salary threshold of 38,700. Now, in addition to this, there are actually some job roles, there are some occupation codes that are no longer eligible, and this is really around the fact that the government is trying to put a stop to the shortage occupation list and replace it with the immigration salary list. And the major idea really is because they are really trying to make sure that people are not, taking advantage of the shortage occupation list due to the salary threshold and all of those stuff. So there's some shortage occupation list that has been introduced or that has been suggested by Mark, for them not to be eligible for the skilled worker visa, the global business mobility, or the scale-up visa routes. So according to them, they said these occupations are ineligible for the skilled worker or global business mobility or scale-up route because they do not meet the required skill level, or applicants must be sponsored in another route for the job in these occupations, and those subject to immigration control cannot apply for jobs in these occupations. So the question is, what are these occupations they're talking about? So if you're getting a job around different job roles like clergy, officer in armed forces, NCOs, sport players, sport coach, instructors, and officials. Now, all of those job roles just mentioned look very or sound obvious. However, there are some other job roles like finance officer, cashier, customer advisor, customer service officer, account administrator, payroll clerk, bookkeepers, credit controllers, finance administrators, valuation assistant, treasurer, tax assistant. All of these jobs are no longer eligible for the skilled worker visa. Other job roles like pension administrators, insurance clerk, dispatch clerk, information assistant, learning resource assistant, personnel administrator, personnel clerk, clerical administrator, administrative assistant, care workers, care escorts, travel agents, among many others. Now, all of these job roles are no longer, eligible for the skilled worker visa. So if you're currently working on these job roles mentioned just now, then you might actually want to look elsewhere for your visa sponsorship opportunities. Although, even though they are not eligible for skilled workers, they might be eligible for other, immigration visa categories. In addition to the 3 points agenda, there are 2 other immigration policies that's going to be implemented. Is the first one on the 4th of April or so, they're going to be scrapping the 20% going rate salary discount offered for shortage occupation list. And I mentioned earlier that they're planning to really substitute the shortage occupation list with the immigration salary list, and this is expected to be implemented also in April. Now, if you go on gov.uk, you're going to see the list of important or should I say the list of occupations that they are expected to be under the immigration shortage list, which is expected to replace the shortage occupation list. And they include chemical scientists, biological scientists, dancers, musicians, to mention a few. You can also see their salaries, just right in front of the job roles there. Mark, that's the Migration Advisory Committee, are trying to implement or trying to propose that they should replace the shortage occupation list. And the shortage occupation list of jobs facing their skill shortage is set to be scrapped on 4th of April, along with the 20% ongoing rate of pay it afford those sponsoring non-resident skilled workers on the list. It will be rebranded as the immigration salary list. So yeah, that's one of the things they're trying to scrap. For those who don't know about going rates, you might want to check one of my previous videos where I talked about the 20% going rate salary discount. And lastly, on the 11th of April, they're going to be increasing the minimum income requirement for the family visa. So I think from the 11th of April, the salary requirements for the family visa is going to increase to £29,000. So it means that a UK resident or a UK citizen must earn at least £29,000 to be able to bring in a spouse into the United Kingdom. So these are the 5-point agenda that is going to be implemented by 2 already implemented. The other 3 are going to be implemented 4th of April and 11th of April. So if you have any question around UK immigration policies, please state in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do well to hit the subscribe button to join that amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.